What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be working on tree trimming. I think I'm going to try and I got a few trees right here that need trimmed. I'm going to put them all in one video. I'm not really doing anything to show you, just in case anyone wants to watch somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing cut down trees. This is a like 1990-ish Chevy or GMC 3500 bucket truck. I inherited this. My father-in-law was a commercial electrician, and he passed away. He left me this bucket truck. It wasn't in very good shape when I got it. I've put a couple maintenance items on it. It really needs new tires and new taillights before it'll be ready to go back on the road, but I just use it for around the property. So the way this truck is equipped, it has a small block Chevy as the prime mover, and then it has a small Onan 4,000 or 5,000 watt generator built on that has this, I'm not sure how you can see it, has a hydraulic pump here on the end, so you can shut off the engine and run the Onan, the pony engine back here to run all the hydraulics. It doesn't go up very high. It's about 30-35 feet, but it also provides electricity. So I primarily use electric saws when I'm using this. These are not like name brand saws that I would have bought. They're actually were my father-in-law's. I didn't even know that they were with the truck, but they are. So they're all Remington brand for the big one, and then it's the pole saw, and then the 16-inch chainsaw here is a Craftsman. And I'd never used electric saws before. Might have used a couple like 20 years ago. I was amazed by how powerful and how quick these are. These aren't even like the newest professional models. They weren't super expensive. They're not the cheapest ones you can buy either, but as you'll see in the video using them, they just power through stuff in a way that gas saws can't. So anytime I use the bucket truck or I have it near, I do tend to use the electric saws. Today I've got this sad old pear tree. I wish I could have saved it. I really did try. I trimmed it back a couple years in a row. I got it, it was completely dead, no leaves when we bought the house. After a couple years of pruning it back, I got about half of it back alive. But this year I noticed it just had, I actually bumped it with my zero-turn mower and the whole tree moved. And as you can see, once I started looking at it, this trunk is just completely rotted out. And it is in danger of falling on my old shed, which really that wouldn't be the worst thing. I think it's a piece of crap. But also in danger of touching these power lines up here. But actually the lower ones, the communication lines, not a live wire, and that's also in danger of falling on where we keep our camper. So it's gonna have to come down, and I just figured since I'm doing it, I would let you guys watch. So I'm gonna set the camera up and get to work. Alright, the battery cut off, so I'm sorry about that. I've noticed with the GoPros, like if it says 50% battery and a full battery would last like an hour and a half, then you've got like 15 minutes. So, we got most of that high stuff down. I don't know how long that battery lasted. I should have swapped it, but now I just need to take down what's left of this trunk. And probably once we get these top parts off, we'll have to use a gas saw. This one just don't have enough bar. We'll see.
Spent the last 2 weeks just spinning, trying to work you out is killing. Ever since my heart's been missing.
All right, well that was actually went better than I thought. It definitely warmed up a lot today. Started off pretty cold. That Craftsman, I started with this real dull chain. A couple of replacement chains in there. I'm not sure which one's which. They might be the same, but this one had a sharp chain on it, so I just went and picked it up, this Remington. And I mean, it's definitely hot to the touch, but took down this whole tree itself for the most part. And that, like I said, 16-inch bar, 3.5 peak horsepower. And this is a 16, we'll say a 16-inch stump. So I mean, 16-inch bar, cutting with the full width of the bar. That's not too bad. Now I'll have to figure out if I want to go back over this or what. I probably should have just left it tall and try and push it down or pull it down with the truck, but it still had a lot more live wood in the stump than I thought. I felt, you know, it's a shame to cut down a good tree, always is, but with this rot leaning towards the side all my stuff is on, I just couldn't let this tree stand anymore. It's too much reliability. So yeah, the Remington's making nice nice big chips, good sharp chain. Peach is a pretty, or sorry, pear is a pretty soft wood, so not too hard to cut. Not too bad on the notch. Ended up chasing it just a little bit, but not like his very high stakes fell with a 4-foot stump or whatever that is, 5-foot stump. So now I got to get the tractor out and try and clean up this mess, and move on to the next tree. The problem with that pole saw, by the way, is it has this connection right here where the saw connects to the pole, and there's no like locking connector. And you can see I messed around with zip ties and everything else. I just can't get those two to stay connected, and I do not use that saw when it's not on the pole. So I'm not sure what the solution is. I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to cut the plugs off, and use a high voltage crimp connection or something like that to crimp those wires, and then wrap them up in gasket tape or something. So anyway, more stuff to fall, so I guess I gotta figure out my saw situation. Definitely got a lot more tree trimming to do this year. I may even rent a high lift to try and do some of those ridiculous trees up here above my house. We got our new metal roof on. I don't want any falling debris to hurt that. It's just too expensive to hire someone, so probably just carefully take it down piece by piece with the bucket truck. There are more controlled ways of felling than just dropping stuff, so a lot of times I'll just use a rope, and like a rope and a figure 8, tie stuff off to the tree itself and lower it down. If it's small stuff, I can use the bucket itself, but I'm not an arborist. I'm just doing what I can, what I've learned from other YouTube videos. So Charlie's here. Hey bud. He and I had a good nap this afternoon. Been pretty tired with all the mandatory overtime at work, but Anyway, like I said, we got more work to do, so I'll see you on the next tree.